Hello and welcome to the MCQ lecture series. In today's class, I'll be discussing some of the important MCQs with respect to Indian Financial Systems 1, which is the economics general paper for SYBA. So let's get started. In this session, we are going to talk about some of the important MCQs with respect to chapter 4, which in a sense talks about important financial institutions in India. So the first question is talking about dash is a market in which securities are bought and sold, and it is an essential component of the developed capital market. Whether you call it to be stock exchanges, whether you call it to be cryptocurrency exchanges, whether you call it to be money market, or none of the above. So here money market is really obsolete because it is a component of developed capital market. So money market is in a sense doesn't really fit in this particular question. So we have two options. One is cryptocurrency exchange and the other is stock exchange. Cryptocurrency exchanges are not really monitored by the agencies, and therefore stock exchange is the correct answer. That means stock exchange is a market in which securities are bought and sold, and it is again an essential component of the developed capital market per se. So I hope this MCQ is pretty much clear. Let us move to the next question, which is talking about what is true with respect to stock exchanges, or which of the following is true about stock exchanges. First is it facilitates exchange of securities that already exists. Second is it is an essential component of capital market, developed capital market. Third is it provides finances to the governments and corporates, and last is all of the above. So here in this question, if we look at stock exchanges, it is obviously an essential component of the capital market. It does facilitate trade with respect to exchange of securities that already exist, and also it provides in a sense some finance to both governments as well as corporates, because your securities are usually traded in the stock exchange, and therefore all of the above, option D, is the correct answer to this particular question. That means all these three things are true with respect to stock exchanges, meaning thereby it is an essential component, it provides finances to both government and corporates, and it facilitates exchange of securities that already exist in the market. So therefore option D is the correct answer to this particular question. Let us now move to the next question. Which of the following are leading stock exchanges in India? Now, a specific question with respect to India, and the underlying options are A, BSE, that is Bombay Stock Exchange; B is NSE, that is National Stock Exchange; C is both BSE and NSE; and D, none of the above. Very easy question. It is but obvious that it is both NSE and BSE. Therefore, option C is the correct answer with respect to this question. I hope the question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which is specifically dedicated to NSE or National Stock Exchange. In this class, I'll deal only with NSE. In the next session, I will talk about some of the important concepts or facts associated with Bombay Stock Exchange. So let us see first question associated with National Stock Exchange, which is leading stock exchange in India. So the question is framed in this fashion: National Stock Exchange was established in dash in which year, and provides trading in equity as well as debt market. So National Stock Exchange was established in which year, which provides trading in both equity as well as the debt market. So whether it was established in 1992, 1993, 1994 and 1995. The options are obviously going to be really close, because in a sense they want to make the question difficult. So in such cases they give you options which are pretty much close. Otherwise the options are really sparse, so you don't really have to worry about it. But anyways, you will have to remember this year it was in the year 1992, and therefore option A is the correct answer to this particular question. That means National Stock Exchange was established in the year 1992, and it provides or it facilitates trading in both debt as well as equity market. So both equity as well as debt market, and therefore the option A, which is 1992, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the question is pretty much clear. Let us now move to the next question, which talks about BSE. Obviously, when there is NSE or establishment of NSE, there is bound to be a question which will talk about Bombay Stock Exchange. Let us look at the question. BSE was established, or Bombay Stock Exchange was established in dash, and the underlying options are 1870s, 1875, 1880s and 1885. Again, a very factual question, and the underlying answer to this question is option B, 1875. Mind you, it is one of the oldest in Asia, Bombay Stock Exchange. So therefore option B, that is 1875, So that means 1875 BSE or Bombay Stock Exchange was established. Thereafter, let us move to the next question, which is talking about the ownership of National Stock Exchange. Who owns NSE? We know that NSE is, or it was established in the year 1992, and it facilitates trading with respect to both equities and debt market in India. But it is owned by whom? So it is owned by A, banks, B, insurance companies, C, financial intermediaries, D, all of the above. So in a sense, all these three things, that is banking institutions, insurance institutions, as well as other financial intermediaries or non-banking financial intermediaries, are in a sense players which own the National Stock Exchange, and therefore option D, all of the above, is the correct answer to this particular question. I hope the question is pretty much clear. The next two questions are talking about long form. The next question is going to talk about the objectives, and the last one is about the long form. So the next question is with respect to the objectives of National Stock Exchange, and the question is framed in this fashion: which of the following are objectives of National Stock Exchange or NSE? First is establish nationwide trading facility for equities. Second is establish nationwide trading facility for debt instruments as well as hybrids. Then third is provide fair, efficient and transparent securities market, and last is all of the above. So here it is pretty much clear that all these three things are in a sense talking about the objectives of NSE. That means establish a nationwide trading market for equities, trading facility for debt instruments as well as hybrid instruments, and also provide fair, transparent market for something called as securities. So therefore all of the above, or option D, is the correct answer to this particular question, which talks about the objectives of NSE, National Stock Exchange. I hope this question is pretty much clear. The last question in this segment is with respect to what is the long form of NSDL. This is again an electronic market wherein you don't really have to take part in the market. You can sit anywhere and you can participate in the market for securities, obviously. So let us look at what is the long form of NSDL, whether it is National Securities Depot Limited, whether it is National Securities Depository Limited, then National Stock Development Limited, and last option is National Stock Debt Limited. So here you have to make sure that you remember this. It's a very important thing, and therefore option B, National Securities Depository Limited, NSDL, that is the long form of NSDL, and it is an electronic medium for both, that is buying as well as selling of securities in the Indian market. So I hope these MCQs with respect to stock exchanges, specifically here we talked about what does a stock exchange particularly looks like, then we underlined some of the important things with respect to stock exchanges. We saw the leading stock exchanges in India, then we talked about the establishment of NSE as well as BSE, and then we move towards something called as who's the ownership, or who has the ownership of National Stock Exchange, then what are the objectives of National Stock Exchange, and this very important instrument or a very important entity with respect to National Stock Exchange called as the National Securities Depository Limited, which is an electronic medium for security market in India. So I hope these MCQs are pretty much clear. In the next session we'll talk about BSE, which is again leading stock exchange in India, which is Bombay Stock Exchange. So please stay tuned for more. Thank you.